Hello everyone and welcome to my next video, and today I'm going to be talking about the exercise of mathematics. We are starting with the chapter 2, exercise 2.2, and this is the first question of exercise 2.2, and it is a really easy question, but you need to understand what the question is saying. So basically, it says if you subtract half of a number and multiply the result by half, you get the number 1 upon 8. What is the number? Now, in this will form our equation. If you subtract half from a number, if we take number as x and we subtract half, x minus 1 by 2, now we'll put it in bracket because we have a further operation to do it. Now, what is the operation? The operation is that we have to multiply the result by half. So, we'll multiply the result by 1 upon 2. And it is also saying that we get 1 upon 8. So, our result is 1 upon 8. Now, we have a full equation. Now, we have to solve it. What mostly we do is we take one of the numbers which does not has the variable with it, we take it to the other side. Here also we'll be doing the same thing. Here what we are doing is, here let me show you. Here this is the equation we have formed. This is 1 here. Okay, 1 upon 8. Now here we have solved this equation like this. You have made the equation. Then it is saying that x minus 1 upon 2 is in the bracket. Now when this is in the bracket, it will stay like that. And the thing which is not in the bracket, first we'll do an operation on it. So the number is a half, which is 1 upon 2. So let's take 1 upon 2 the other side. Now when we are taking a number to the other side, its operation changes or it becomes the reciprocal. Now here it is 1 by 2. On the other side, it will become 2 by 1. 2 by 1 you can also see as 2. So you have 2 here, and here it is getting divided. 1 is divided by 2. Here it will get multiplied by 1 upon 8. So this is how you can solve it. Now moving further, we have that 2 is getting multiplied with 1 upon 8 here. 2 is upon with 1. So to solve this further, because we cannot multiply two things, right? So it will be 2 into 1, which will be 2. 1 to the 2 and 8 will be multiplied further. Now we have a equation again forming here. Now what is what is the equation? The equation formed is that we are multiplying 1 upon 8, but we just have a single 2. So we will write it as single 2 upon 1. We can also write it as like that, because when to make it as a rational number, you can do anything. So here what we have is we have 1 upon 8. With 1 upon 8, we have 2 upon 1. You know how to multiply. We have studied in grade 7 also, and there is first chapter also. 2 upon 1. 1 to the 2, 8 1 the 8. So it will become 2 upon 8. Now when you have 2 upon 8, you always know that this can be cancelled into its lowest form. Where can it be cancelled? It can be cancelled on 2's table. It will be 1 upon 4, which brings us here x minus 1 upon 2 is equal to 1 upon 4. This side we have x minus 1 upon 2. And this side now I'll erase the extra. In our only equation we'll do the changes. Instead of 1 upon 8 on the other side, now we have 1 upon 4. Further now we can solve it. What is happening now? Now we have x here and we have minus 1 upon 2 here. So now here it is minus. On the other hand, it will go and get plus. So x is equals to 1 upon 4, and we'll add it with 1 upon 2. Now here you have the different denominators. As you guys can see, you have the different denominators here. And in different denominators, you know that, right? That we have to take LCM. So after taking LCM, we'll take LCM of this 4 and 2. We'll get it as 4. Now this is the equation we are getting formed. Now we can change it here that x's will be same. X will be same on the LHS. On the right hand side, what is happening after taking LCM? The LCM is coming as 4, and on top it will be 1 as it is. And then we divide 4 with 2, which will be we divide 4 with 2, which will be 2, and 2 ones are 2. So it will come 2 here. Now, as you guys know, we have formed this equation. Now, x is 3 by 4. How it is? We'll do add 2 plus 1, which is 3, and x plus x is equals to 3 upon 4. We get a final answer. Isn't it the easy explanation to what we have solved today? Now moving forward to our next question, we'll do the important question first. So we'll move forward to 2.2 third question because it is a important question rather than the other 2.2 second question. Moving forward, in this you have a isosceles triangle. What does isosceles mean? The isosceles means that in this kind of triangle, two sides are going to be same. Now in this, why we are taking x, we could take x one side and y one side, but it says isosceles, which means that two sides will be equal and one will be different. So you could say that these two are equal, they're x, and this side is different, and it is given as 4 upon 3. What is it? It is the base. Now we have AB, AC, and BC. So let AB be x. AB is also x. This AB is x. AC is also x. AC is also x. BC is not x. BC is not x because we are taking BC as 4 upon 3. Moving forward, here it is given that perimeter is this. In the question, it is given that perimeter is 4 2 upon 15. When you solve it, like 4 into 15, and then you add 2, you will get 62 upon 15. Moving forward by 62 upon 15, you know the perimeter of an isosceles is how to find the perimeter of an isosceles triangle. Either you could do it as 2x plus the last side, or you could simply add all the sides. Simply add means simply add the three sides AB plus AC plus BC. So the perimeter is 62 upon 15. We'll write it on LHS and these on RHS. Then we'll solve these. AB is X, AC is also X, and BC is 4 upon 3. We'll write it like this. We'll add the values. After adding values, x plus x is 2x, so we'll write it as 2x. Once you've written it as 2x, you have a full equation form. What is that equation? That equation is 2x is 2x plus 4 upon 3, 2x plus, moving forward we have 4 upon 3 as a base. So you can write here 4 upon 3. Moving forward we have 62 upon 15, which is the perimeter. So in this equations RHS we have 62 upon 15. So we have an LHS, we have an RHS. What to do? We'll just simply solve it. Now what is happening here, that this is the equation we have formed. It is typed here. Now what is happening is 2x is equal to 62 upon 15 minus 4 upon 3. Why? Because this 4 upon 3 was an addition at this side. When we took it to RHS, it changed to subtraction. Now when it is subtracting, it cannot be subtracted like that. So what we need to do is we need to take LCM of 15 and 3. So when we take LCM of 15 and 3, it will be obviously 15. So we write 15 in the base. 15 is already here, so 62 will be as it is. And we'll divide 15 with 3. 15 divided 3 is 5, and 5 fours are 20. So further it will come 20 here. So it will be 15, and on the numerator you will have 62 minus 20. When you solve 62 minus 20, you will get 42. When you get 42, you have a perfect equation. 2x is equals to 42 upon 15. Moving forward, if you find x, you will take 2 to other side. 2 is it, so it will become 1 upon 2. And in 1 upon 2, if you divide 42 upon 15 into 1 upon 2, and you multiply it, you will get 21 upon 15. How? 42 into 1 and 15 into 2. So 42 into 1 will be 42 on the top, and 15 into 2 will be 30. And 42 on 42 on top and 30, they're clearly divisible. Yes. How they're divisible? They're divisible on the table of 6. You'll cut this and you'll get 7. You'll cut this and you'll get 5. So it becomes 7 upon 5, which is x is equals to 7 upon 5. You have got your answer right. So x is equals to 7 upon 5, or in mixed fraction 1, 2 upon 5 centimeter. That's your answer. Moving forward to the next important question, which is 2.2 question number 5. You'll be saying, and I'm just skipping one question. No, I'm going to the important question. Here we have another new concept, because in both question it is kind of an easy concept, and it is also very similar to the sums we have already done. Now two numbers are in ratio. These numbers which are in ratio are 5 upon 3. 5 ratio 3. Now as you know that 5 ratio 3, when they are in ratio and they differ by 18. What are the numbers they differ by 18? They differ by 18. We can see that on the other side you will take 18. So what is it here, that we have 5 ratio, you have 5 and ratio 3. Now you could take 5x, and on the other side ratio 3x. If you are adding x to one side, you'll add x to other side. 5x ratio 3x. Moving forward, difference between two numbers, they are having difference because it says differ. So we'll add 5x minus 3. Our equation is done, is equal to 18. So it will become 2x is equal to 18. X is equal to 18 upon 2. X is equal to 9. A simple but easy thing. But moving forward, you also have to find it is 5x. And in 5x, we just found the value of x, which is 9. So 5 into 9, 45. 3 into 9, 27. So your numbers 5 ratio 3 is 45 ratio 27. Isn't this a new concept? That is why I missed 2.2 question 4, because that wasn't a new concept for you. Moving forward to 2.2 question 7, and it is again a new concept for you. Now here the new concept is that you have three consecutive numbers. Now what do you mean by consecutive? Basically, consecutive means that we are going to add numbers, or you could say simply that consecutive means regular numbers, like 1 2 3 are consecutive numbers, 4 5 6 are consecutive numbers, 3 4 5 are consecutive numbers. So numbers which are regular, like 55 56 57, these are consecutive numbers. So what is happening in this consecutive numbers? If you're taking 1 2 and 3 as in consecutive numbers, what is happening? 1 2 is 1 plus 1. What if we write 2 as 1 plus 1? 1 plus 1 is also 2, so you could write 2 as 1 plus 1 in any case. Moving forward, how will you write 3? 3 you can write 2 plus 1 or 1 plus 1 plus 1. So that way I'm writing it as 2 plus 1. This is how you form consecutive numbers. Now if sum of 3 consecutive multiples of 8. Now these consecutive multiples are of 8. The consecutive multiples of 8, and the result is 8, 8, 8. So what are we doing here? Instead of 1, we will write 8. First multiple x, second x plus 8, third x plus 8 plus 8, or x plus 16. Moving forward is that sum of multiples is equals to 888. Now what does this mean basically? It means that sum of multiples means we'll add x plus 8, and x plus 8 plus 8 means we'll add 1, 2 and 3 together. So it will be x plus 8 plus x plus 16 is equals to 888. We have 3x, so let's write x in a separate way and the numbers 8 and 16 in a separate way. 3x, we'll write it as 3x, and 8 plus 16 gives us 24. Now we have 3x plus 24 is equals to 888. A perfect equation is here. You could use transposing method to solve it. 24 is at addition, it will go in subtraction. 888 minus 24, and 888 minus 24 gives us 864. 864 is divided by 3 and you get 288. So first multiple is 288. Just the first multiple is 288, and x plus 8 is 288. So 288 plus 8. So x plus 8, x is 288. 8 plus 8. So we'll add plus 8 is equals to 296. So second multiple is 296. X plus 16, 288 plus 16 is equals to 304. So 288 plus 16 is equal to 364. You have the third multiple. So 288, 296 and 304 are the three multiples. Moving forward, 2 8 question is also important because it is teaching us a new concept. Here we have three consecutive integers, same like first question, are such that when they're taken in increasing order, increasing means first, second, and third, increasing order, and are multiplied by 2, 3, and 4 respectively, they add up to 74. There's a twist. In the same concept, there's a twist. Now, what is the twist? First integer be x, second integer be x plus 1, and third integer be x plus 1 plus 1, as I said, and can be also written as x plus 2. Moving forward, now first multiple will be 2x, second 3x plus x, 3x plus 1, and third 4x plus 2. Why this? Because they have written 2, 3, 4 respectively. So multiply the first with 2, the second with 3, and the third with 4, which will give us this result. It will give us 2, it will give us 2x plus 3 bracket x plus 1 plus 4 bracket x plus 2 gives us 74. So that's how you got an equation. Now I'll write it in here also, it's written. This is what equation you got. Now differentiating numbers, 2x, 3x plus 1 plus 4, 4x plus 2. Now, what is happening here is that 3 is multiplying both with x and 1 with 3x, and with multiplying with 1, it will get 3. 4 is also multiplying it with 4x, and 4 is also multiplying with 2, which will give us 8. So, we have this. Now, these 3 are 2x, 3x, 4x. This is 3 plus 8 is equals to 74. This add up to 9x, and this add up to 11. 9x, now you have a perfect equation. Use transposing method or balancing method. For transposing method, take plus 11 to the side, minus 11, 63, and x will be here and 9 will go to other side. 63 per 9 will give us 7. So first integer is 7, second integer is x plus 1, so 7 plus 1 8, and third integer x plus 2, 7 plus 2 is equal to 9. So we have 7, 8 and 9 as integers. Isn't it very easy? Moving forward, exercise 2.2 11th question, which again has a new concept, which is the years, calculating years or years of ages. So let's see what is concept. The Bachung's father is 26 years younger than Bachung's grandfather. So Bachung's grandfather is 26 years older than his father and 29 years older than Bachung. What does this mean? That Bachung's grandfather is older, Bachung's father is younger than his grandfather, Bachung's grandfather, and 29 years older than Bachung. Now, what does this basically means is, now here you have three people. So who are these three people? First is Bachung, then Bechung's father, then Bechung's grandfather. So you have three generations right here. Bechung's grandfather. What is that? The question saying is that Bechung's father is 26 years younger. Means his grandfather is older. So in between the gap is 26. Yes. Okay. And in between them the gap is 29 years, means his father is 29 years older than Bechung. 29 years. So now you have a perfect position. Let back now to solve this question, we'll take the Bechung's age be x. Now Bechung's father is 29 years older than Bechung, and Bechung's father is x plus 29. We can take it as this, and he is also younger than Bechung's grandfather. Now, what can we take it as? Bechung's grandfather minus the age of Bechung's father Plus 26 is equal to age of Bachum's grandfather.